Hey everyone, I hope I am live and you can hear me. Thank you so much for your patience. Today's flow number 2, and it's session 13, a lucky one. We'll be flowing from the center today. The theme is a centered flow, and we'll be keeping the body together in different types of postures. All you need is a cushion for your knees, a towel, water, and a block if you want to use it, but we won't need it desperately. It's a class for all levels, and feel free to explore the body however it calls you. Again, we're working on the body, flowing from the center, breath work, awareness of the breath, slowing the breath down, and mentally watching the body. So there's the awareness, there's the presence, and then there's watching the body. Now, we're going to start centering in the middle of your mat. Feet hip width apart, spreading the toes, taking the toes off the mat, lifting them, taking them towards the body until you feel the soles of the feet get nicely toned. The fascia in the soles of your feet says, I'm gonna keep you nice and stable. It's basically getting the feet ready to take the weight of the body. So take the toes off the mat, lift them towards the body, and then plant the big toe, plant the baby toe down on the mat. Check to see how they glue onto the mat. And if they don't, allow the body weight to sway slightly forward for them to get active. So trust your feet to take your weight. That's what they're there for. And then plant the heels down onto the mat. Bend the knees ever so slightly. When the knees are bent, that allows the body weight to drop, literally, you'll feel it more onto the feet. Let the feet take that weight. Let the feet connect to the floor, glue to it, and then as they root down, feel the tone in the calves, the thighs, a slight tuck of the pelvic floor. Go, yay, I am awake, ready to go. Now, take a deep breath into the belly, sides of the rib cage, front and back, chest, throat. Loop the shoulders back, let them rest on the rib cage. Open the palms, eyes of the elbows towards me, fingers spread, same tone in the palms as you have in the feet. And then level the chin ever so slightly. Don't let the chin lead the movement. Check to see how the back of the head feels in all of this. Lift the head from its root until you feel a slight extension or release in the back of the neck. Play with it, explore it. It might take a couple of taking the head to the left, taking the head to the right to become aware of that region, but do take that time. That's what centering is for, bringing all of you around your center. And then, when you've checked in with every part of the body, close the eyes and allow a gentle sway on the four corners of the feet to tone the whole body from the ground up, and to get your awareness rotating around each of the parts that are working now for you. All the muscles, all the joints, the breath. Look at everything from the inside out. As you sway around the four corners of the feet, notice the front part of the body tone, the back part of the body release, left part of the body tone, right part of the body release, or the other way around, depending on the direction, the size, the speed of your flow. Whatever it is, let it be. It's a soothing sway. It's a natural, spontaneous flow. And what you're flowing around is your center of gravity. Check to see where that is right now. As you're standing, it might feel lower than the belly, it might feel around the belly, it might feel a little bit higher than the belly. Wherever it feels, that's the point where your body is moving around. And because it's there, moving around it, it's where the body connects. Bring your awareness to it and let it rest there. Watch the lower part of the body, the legs, feet, calves, thighs, glutes, pelvic floor. Work the tone upwards. And then watch the upper part of the body respond by lifting upwards from the core, receiving that wonderful activation into the rib cage, the chest, the neck, the upper back. Breathe into the center of gravity. Let the breath travel naturally down to your belly. Don't force it. Let it travel as much as it wants to. As deep as it wants to. As fast as it does so. So don't push it, don't control it. Just watch it as it travels into the lower lobes of the lungs, and then the middle lobes of the lungs, and then the upper lobes. Whatever we do today, this will be your main focus. Keeping the attention on the center of gravity, moving while you're connected to it, breathing into it. Take a deep inhale, open the eyes gently, and meet me standing at the tops of your mats. Breathe in, bring the palms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, hinge from the hips, take the tailbone up, a little bit of a slight tuck. Inhale, bring the palms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift in halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up in halfway lift. Check to see how you're pressing down, extending the knees, tailbone tucked. Exhale, bring the palms in line with the legs. Inhale, step the right leg back. Exhale, step it in. Back to the front. Inhale, step the right leg back. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, right leg back. Stabilize the front pad of the back leg. Lift through the kneecap and thigh. Same for the front leg. Press down through your feet. Activate the thighs. Keep them rotated outwards. Tailbone in, core active, breastbone down, shoulders rotated. Bring the arms up. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, bring the palms down. Step the left leg up in high plank. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, knees to the mat. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, knees to the mat. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, knees to the mat. Extend the front of the feet down on the mat. Take the tailbone back. Stretch the arms, stretch the elbows. Inhale, slide forward, baby cobra. Don't lift the upper body too much. Place the hands a little bit wider than where they are at the moment, just 2 centimeters, not underneath the shoulders. Forehead down. Inhale up, exhale down. Press the pubic bone down into the mat, thighs are active, front of the feet are active, lift up. Inhale up, exhale down. Exhale, forehead down, press up into table. Keep the feet as wide as the hips, curl the toes, take the hip bones up, back and down, up and down, down. Keep the keep the shoulders open. Exhale, knees towards the mat, don't drop them on the mat. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale, connect to the core, let yourself see how the center of gravity moves as you move up and down. Let the knees come down to the mat. Breathe in, exhale, come up into down dog. Walk the hands step by step towards the feet. Inhale, exhale, walk the hands towards the front of the mat, step by step. Take at least 5 steps. In down dog, inhale, exhale, lift the ankles, lift the heels, press down to the front pads of the feet, and then walk the feet again, a million tiny steps, tiniest steps ever towards the front of the mat. See how the palms are taking the weight of the body. See how the legs are keeping active, and see how the core is joining the body. Bend the knees. Inhale, bring the palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Don't hyperextend the knees, keep them slightly bent. Focus on extending the hamstrings from the hinge of the hips, not from the hyperextension of the knees. Breathe in, step the left leg back. Exhale, bring the left foot forward. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, bring the left foot forward. Inhale, bring the left foot back. Keep the left foot there. Press through the front pad of the foot. Lift through the front of the ankle, kneecap, thigh. Keep the glutes active. Rotate the right thigh out. Take the right hip slightly out. Keep the tailbone tucked. A lot of things for you guys to do. Breathe in and come up in high lunge. Smile. Salute the sun. Beautiful sunny day today as well. Day 3 of summer. Inhale, exhale, bring the palms down. Step the right leg back. High plank. Breathe in high plank. Rotate the eyes of the elbows towards the front of the mat. Press the 4 corners of the palms down. Exhale, knees close to the mat. Don't touch the mat. Inhale, extend by pressing down through the front pads, lifting through the kneecaps. Front of the thighs are working. Now shoulders are working too. Check to see if the upper body is working as hard as the lower body. Exhale, knees down. Knees all the way down, slide back. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, slide forward into, again, baby cobra. Place the palms a little bit away from where they were in high plank. Breathe in, open the chest, look forward. Exhale, forehead down. Push up into table. Press the 4 corners of the palms up in down dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Tiny steps. Again, lift through your core up. Keep the palms connected. And Place the feet down. Breathe in, walk the palms to the thighs, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge from the hips, extend the lower back towards the back, but keep a slight tuck in the pelvic floor. Breathe in, bend the knees, and come up to mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale in Tadasana, exhale, hands on hips, step the right foot back. I think you're all warmed up after this. It was a variation of sun salutations. We actually did 2 rounds, but we did them as a flow, focusing on each posture. Now, high lunge, lifting from the ground up, rotating the thighs externally, tailbone in, breastbone in, breathing, extending the ribcage up, lifting from the armpits, arms active, through to the index finger. Breathe in, exhale, bend the back knee close to the mat. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. As you exhale, allow yourselves to feel the core stabilizing the body. Allow yourselves to feel the center of gravity very visibly changing from the high lunge to the low lunge. But keep the awareness on it wherever it goes. Take a deep inhale, exhale, bring the palms in cactus arms. Breathe in, open the heart out, bring the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, level the spine. Inhale, press the arms up, turn the palms to face each other, open the heart. Exhale, cactus arms again, nice level spine, open shoulders. Inhale, imagine lifting the rib cage up, expanding it sideways, bring the palms up. Exhale, bring the arms level with the shoulders, left arm underneath the right, press the palms against each other. Inhale, bring the elbows up. Now, as the palms press against each other, make sure you rotate the shoulders back into their sockets. Keep the upper back connected. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, bring the elbows shoulder height. Breathe in. Exhale, lower. And one more time, elbows up. Exhale, down. Beautiful. Inhale, open the arms out. Adjust the high lunge. If it feels a bit too intense, bring the palms in a T. Inhale and exhale, rotate the palms towards the left. Nice big hug, a group collective hug, yay! Now, this hug is super to draw your attention again to your core. It's a twist. Now put a bounce in your twist. Press down through the 4 corners of the feet. Don't let the back ankle collapse. Rotate the thighs outwards. As the bounce lifts you up, find a bit more space in the trunk to rotate towards the left. I know you can do that. And if there's a little bit of a bounce in the arms, go for it. Look towards the right thumb or towards the left. Breathe in, exhale, turn towards the center, bring the palms in line with the left foot, step the left foot back, and we meet in down dog. Beautiful. Separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Press down through the big toe, the baby toe, activate the median arch, lift the heels up, breathe in, exhale, let yourselves rotate around the 4 corners. Find your roots. Left palm, right palm, left foot, right foot. Check to see what direction you started in first. And notice how the sway is like a circle of activation around your body. Bringing tone naturally into one side while giving the chance to the other side to release. Inhale and then exhale. Let it all out. Now's your chance. Sighing is a great way to release the breath. And then again to bring awareness and slow it down. Change the direction of the sway and check to see if you have to realign. While you're swaying, you're constantly keeping connected to your center. If you close your eyes, because you can do that, you notice you're drawn naturally towards the region of your core. Breathe in. Exhale, walk the feet towards the hands. Again, super, super tiny steps. And we meet in mountain pose. Quick wipe. Take a deep breath in, extend the arms. Exhale, hands on hips. Give the whole body a little bit of a shimmy. Step the left foot back this time. I'll turn this way because I want to face you guys for the twist. Now, connect to your center, connect to the ground first by a gentle bounce. Check to see if you have the 4 points of the feet active. So the front foot, the right foot, is planted firmly on the mat. You're bouncing slightly to activate the calves, thighs, glutes. Rotate the hips towards the front of the mat. Back leg is doing 50% of the weightlifting. So it's lifting constantly, engaging constantly. Don't collapse in the back knee. Tailbone is tucked. Rotate the shoulders. Bring the breastbone in slightly. Inhale, bring the palms up. Exhale, bend the back knee and slowly go towards the mat with control. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. As you press up, notice the lift in the pelvic floor, the core, the ribcage extending upwards. Exhale down. Feel that stability. Again, it's like pushing a turbo button on your core as you go down. Breathe in. Exhale. Hands in cactus arms. Breathe in. Exhale. And another inhale, open the chest out and up. Exhale, cactus arms, level the spine. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, level the spine, bring the rib cage back in line with the rest of the spine. And the last one, inhale up. Open the heart out. As you open the rib cage up, pay attention to keep the lower back extended by tucking in the tailbone. Breathe in, exhale, cactus arms, level spine. Inhale, stretch out the arms. This time, a right hand underneath the left. Press the palms together, lift the elbows up. Rearrange the back leg if it gets too intense. Loop the shoulders back in their sockets. Activate the back leg. Inhale up, go the elbows. Exhale, level elbows and shoulders. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And the last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Super duper. Inhale, stretch out the arms. That Feels great. Exhale, twist towards the right this time. Now, as you take the twist, make sure you keep the hips still level. Go for a little bounce. Pressing down with the pads of the feet, lifting up from the muscles of the thighs. And you will notice as you start the bounce, the body automatically starts to realign. Keep the bounce going and check to see all those minor and mini together, mini adjustments that your body makes. Look at the left thumb or turn around and look at the right thumb. Check to see how that changes your balance. Breathe in, exhale, palms by the foot, the right foot. Step back into high plank. Either if you did a down dog, we meet in high plank. Now, elbows towards the front of the mat, shoulders open, feet pressing down. Don't collapse in the ankles. Breathe in and then exhale. Sway around the center of gravity. As you sway around the center of gravity, notice how the whole body works together. Breathe in, exhale, knees down on the mat. Take a child's pose, an active child's pose, swaying the tailbone left and right. Breathe into the rib cage against your thighs. And as you do that, allow the mid-spine, the rib cage, to go up and the lower back to come down. You can bring your forehead down on the mat, or you can keep it off the mat, wherever it fits. Now, whatever you do, keep the arms active. Keep the legs active. Child's pose is just as active as any other poses. And I bet that if we stay for 5 minutes or 6 minutes in this active child's pose, you guys will feel it. But we won't, because we have other poses to explore. Breathe in and then exhale, come up. Now I'll turn around to face the front of my mat. Second wipe. Now we meet in table. We curl the toes, lift the tailbone up for down dog, our wonderful transition pose. Exhale, lower down in high plank. Breathe in high plank. Press down to the palms and the pads of the feet. Exhale, sway onto the right foot. Keep the right side active, lift through it. Imagine somebody is trying to lift you up. First, resist the ground and then lift the hips up. Now, if this is too intense for you guys, bring the left foot halfway through. That's perfect, same benefits. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, lift the left arm up high. Keep the legs engaged. Breathe in, left leg up in star block. Again, if this is too much, you can just stay here and just move the hips up and down. Beautiful flow as well. You keep moving in your body and you keep connected to the center of gravity. You never lose your balance because the center of gravity is there and you stay in it. Breathe in, exhale, we meet in high plank. I'll take a twist on my mat to meet you guys on the other side. Now we meet in high plank again. Breathe in, exhale, slide on the left foot in. Again, imagine somebody wants to lift you up and you want to resist them. So first, you plant the left arm down, you bend the elbow a little bit. If you have flexible elbows, just to activate the muscles of the arms, keep the shoulders open, and then up goes the right hand. Breathe in. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale, exhale, right leg down. We meet in table and we take a figure of 8 because we deserve it. Well done, guys. I don't know about you, but it's definitely a super hot class. Breathe in. Exhale, press up in down dog. Inhale in down dog, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bring the right foot by the right hand. We are in lizard. Stay there and gently start rotating around the left palm, right foot, left foot. Now we are using the sway, again, to keep us around the center of gravity, but we're using it to keep us in the openness of our body. Inhale, exhale, twist towards the left. Keep the right hand up and start rotating. Keep the same rotation in lizard twist. You will notice that the rotation actually gives you a lot more space to twist with each sway that you take. Breathe in, bring the right palm down, bring the right leg back. Inhale in high plank, exhale, press up in down dog. Breathe in down dog. Exhale, lift the left leg up. Inhale in the left leg, extended toes towards the midline. Exhale, bring the left foot by the left hand. Rotate the thighs out, keep the tailbone in, and again, sway around the center of gravity. Keep the back leg active. Keep extending through the front ankle. Keep the palms active. Elbows rotating forwards, shoulders keeping open. Again, a super hip opening pose. We're keeping high in our muscular engagement. And because we're keeping high, you will definitely feel the core working. Inhale, exhale, twist towards the left. And again, you will feel the twist and then keep the sway, lubricating your joints, opening the hips a little bit more, opening the shoulders a little bit more. Press down through the big toe of the front foot, the little toe, the heel, just to push that turbo button today. It's always a turbo button with the core. Now, when you press against the mat with the hands, when you press against the mat with your feet, you will feel an extra level of tone come up, and that extra level of tone will create extra space in the joints of the hips, in the joints of the shoulders. You'll have more space to twist. And you'll feel the twist in the core, and you'll feel the core stabilize the whole body. Bring the left hand on the mat, step the left leg back. We meet in down dog. Inhale in down dog, exhale, knees down on the mat. We take a cushion or a blanket or anything that you might use to put underneath your knees. We're going to check the center of gravity in camel. Now, Roy was doing this yesterday. If you watched him, you're going to be very happy to see it happen again. Now, we're pressing the front pads of the feet down. Heels away from wider than the hips. So don't make the mistake of bringing the heels in. Bring them out, because that will give your shoulders more space for stability. So you don't have the shoulders as wide as the hips, so your heels should be as wide as your shoulders, not as your hips in this pose. Press the knees down, press the pads of the feet down, lift from the tops of the thighs up, take the tailbone in, press pelvis again, press forward, keep the pelvis pressing forward, tailbone pressing down. So don't disengage this forward motion. Breathe in, imagine somebody is lifting you from the armpits, extending the rib cage up, and then out. Up and out. So the heart goes up. Don't bring the breastbone up. Breastbone stays down on the same line with the hips. Place the palms on the lower back and then gently go into your flow. Swaying around the knees, the pads of the feet. And it's such a gorgeous sway. It will get you into the strength of your thighs, strength of your glutes, strength of your chest, your upper back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the right hand up and out. Active arms, straight elbows. Inhale into the heart, open the chest a little bit more. Exhale, bring the right hand on the lower back. Inhale, bring the left hand up. Breathe into the heart, open the chest a little bit more. Keep the breastbone down. Exhale, left palm down. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, find the space to move the palms onto your heels and then lift up again. Tailbone is stopped. Now keep the flow going. If you can't sway here, if you can't keep control of your breath here, go back to the previous variation. Because that means you've lost control of your center of gravity. Don't do that. The poses are here to serve us. Micro sway. Breathe in, exhale, hands on the lower back. Give the tailbone a little bit of a shimmy and shake. Take the cushion away. We move into a wide knee stance. Bring the toes flat on the mat. Inhale and exhale, tailbone to the heels. And again, an active, wide-legged child's pose. Sway the whole body left and right. Allow that sway to match your breath. Notice how the joints release as the palms press down. Feel the wrists have more space, the elbows extend, and the shoulders just move freely in their sockets. Inhale, come up. Bring the knees in line with the hips. Exhale, bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Level the shin. I hope you guys can see my legs against the black mat. So level, bring the shin forward, but don't make it parallel, because sometimes the knees don't have that range of motion. Keep the toes active, inhale, and then exhale. Let the back leg move backwards actively. Check to see that you keep the hips towards the front of the mat. Cowboy hips, don't let the hips turn. They will turn slightly, but not too much. So keep them square, keep them level. Make sure you can keep your tailbone tucked, breastbone down, shoulders open. You can keep the hands on the mat, stay here. If you have the height and the integrity to press down, that's okay. You can come up. If you have the hands on the mat, come up onto your fingertips. Nice strong fingers, nice strong palms. Rotate the shoulders open, sway left and right, taking the right hip slightly back, left hip slightly forward. Keep the thighs active. Press down with the back front foot. Inhale, bring the right hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left palm up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, stretch the spine. Exhale, walk the hands towards the left. Keep them there, or if you want to go a little bit further, inhale, bring the left foot up. Twist to take your leg open towards the left. Stay there, flow with your breath. Exhale, let the leg go. Turn towards the center. Inhale, press the palms down. Exhale, take the leg back. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring the left knee behind the left wrist. Again, bring the shin closer to the front of the mat, but don't worry if it's not a parallel line. Keep the toes active. Slide the back leg lower onto the mat. Again, check your hips. Tailbone is in. If you feel like you're compressing in the lower back, not feeling it as a straight line, make sure you come up higher. Even if you come up onto your knee. Beautiful pigeon, opening the front of the hips. So we're still achieving our goal, even if we change the shape of the pose. Now hips are towards the center, breastbone down, shoulders open. Breathe in. Exhale. Start to gently move. Left and right. Pressing down with the front shin. Pressing down with the back leg. Feeling how that sends the tone up along the leg. We're reaching the hips. A slide top of the tailbone to make you feel the pelvic floor. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the left palm up. Inhale there. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Breathe in. Exhale, move towards the right. Bring the right leg up. Exhale, right palm on the inside of the right foot. Exhale, bring the palms down. Bring the left knee back. And give yourselves again a nice figure of 8. Or 2 figures of 8. Or 3 figures of 8. Whichever direction, whichever speed, whichever size you feel is right now. Now stabilize the table. Bring the big toes together. Bring the knees as wide as the mat. And child's pose is our favorite transition pose today because it's a nice release for the upper body. Breathe in, exhale, bring the forehead down, and then walk the palms towards the left. Step by step, stretch the right side of the body. Breathe into the rib cage against the top of the left thigh. See how that sends the breath into the right side, limiting the space in the left side, makes you enjoy a bit more of an extension on the right side. It's like squeezing a balloon onto one side. Connect to your breath and notice how it flows. Breathe in and then exhale. Come back to the center. Inhale there and exhale. Walk the palms towards the right. Bring the right side of the rib cage onto the right thigh and breathe into the left side of your rib cage. Now keep the palms active, keep pressing down, keep the elbows extended, keep the shoulders back. Just because we're doing a variation of child's pose doesn't mean that we are flopping on the mat without engagement. Keep the body awareness. Body presence police is here. Breathe in, and again, notice how when you're breathing into the rib cage against the thigh, you feel more space in the opposite side. The beauty of the belly. Breathe in and then exhale back to the center. Inhale back into table, cross the shins, move onto the sitting bones. Now onto your sitting bones, connect to the sitting bones, take the flesh away. Keep the feet as wide as the mat, knees up. Allow the torso to come down on the mat, palms away from the body about 30 degrees, 45, palms up. Inhale, bring the knees towards the left. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, knees towards the right, head goes towards the left. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, knees towards the left, head towards the right, back to the center. Now you guys flow at the pace of your breath. Inhaling, stretching the spine, stretching the hip flexors, stretching the outside of the neck. So the hip flexor on the left side, the neck on the right side, and in between the spine and the core. Focus on that spine and core stretch. Shoulders keep down on the mat. Now again, do this with full presence. Press as you move the knees towards the left. Press the right knee in to give the right hip a nice squeeze. And the same towards the right. Press the left knee in to give the left hip a nice squeeze. Allow your body to release actively. It will be more efficient this way. As you release all the tension in the hips, the back, and the core muscles. They were working very hard today in all the balancing poses. Now, the last one, after all those plans, supported fish. Now you can use a towel, 2 cushions, a blanket, a hoodie, anything. Use 2 cushions. Janet was asking me what we do if we don't have blocks, just cushions in supported fish. Janet works great. So the first cushion, you fold it, you place it along your spine from the tailbone up into the shoulder blades. The second cushion goes behind your head. So you allow the spine to rest onto the folded cushion, nice and up. It brings a slight extension in the abdomen, slight extension in the rib cage. The other cushion underneath the head, make sure you fold it so that the head feels comfortable. And then you bring the hands beside the body. You bring the soles of the feet together. And we rest in supported fish. Don't worry about bringing the soles of the feet as close to the groin as possible. No need to do that. Stay wherever it feels most comfortable. Close the eyes. And just enjoy the beautiful stillness in the body. It's a great pose to allow the inner groin to relax, the inner thighs. You can bring the hand on the lower back and extend it slightly onto the mat. And it's a beautiful pose to just let the breath work its magic. So now as you're resting here, just bring a deep, slow breath into the belly, around the navel, working its way up in the rib cage, front and back, left and right. In the chest, allowing the shoulders to drop, the collarbone to spread slightly. And as you exhale, from the chest, from the rib cage, from the core, notice how the body settles into that space. Keep the awareness focused on the breath. And just ever so slightly, slow it down minimally. Just the way you were doing on your mat, minimizing the length of your steps. Do the same with your breath. Imagine the steps of your breath smaller and smaller. Letting the air in a little bit slower. Feel as you slow down the breath, your inner awareness sense heightens. It's like giving yourself time to explore the breath a little bit longer. You can accompany your breath this time with awareness step by step. As your breath gently touches the navel, your awareness is there. As your breath expands the rib cage, opens more space in your trunk, your awareness is there. You see that space, you feel that space. The same for the chest, the same for the throat. You stay with your breath, you can follow it. Now, keeping the eyes closed, gently remove the props. You can keep the cushion underneath your head, but take the one underneath your back away. Bring the legs together, palms beside the body. Keep the practice going. Notice a wonderful release of warmth from the body. Check in to see any tingling sensations, swaying sensations. Any lightness, any heaviness in the physical body. Just allow it to rest on the ground, dropping its weight onto the ground. Opening itself up to your inner awareness. Like the body surrenders. Find the breath flowing, not just in the navel, rib cage, chest and throat, but everywhere. Find yourselves exploring your inner space, like coming home after a long trip, opening all the doors and the windows, letting the air in. Just watch the breath travel from one room of the body to the other. And wherever the breath travels, it brings two things. It brings an expansion into openness, and it brings a release into lightness. As you are aware of your physical body and your breath, feel in that sense of awareness, there is a sense of presence. You are in your body, you are in your breath. And in that sense of presence, you watch the breath and the body flowing together from openness to lightness. Wherever you go, whatever you do today, tomorrow, this week, next week, this year, keep in mind that right at the center of your being, there's that awareness, that presence, where you're watching everything, where you're feeling everything. And that's the place you are, and that's the place you move from. Don't ever lose that connection. Take a deep breath in. Let the breath move the fingers. Let the breath move the toes, the arms, and the legs. Give yourselves a nice long stretch. Bring the knees to chest. Roll onto the right side. Give the knees a big hug and a kiss. Same for the shoulders. Bring the palms onto your face. Give the face a nice massage. And whenever you're ready, open the eyes in the darkness of your palms and meet me in easy cross-legged. Thank you guys. Thank you for staying with me and thank you for sharing the practice with me. It's always such a great pleasure. I love doing the meditation with you. May all beings know freedom. May all beings know light. May all beings know love. Namaste. I bow to you, beautiful people. Thank you. Now, I have to say hello to you, and then I have a question from Carm, and then I'll tell you guys about today's class. If you have any questions in the meantime, fire them up. And again, you can send in the questions anytime. I'll be happy to answer them during our Q&A session. Rocio, hello. Anna, Maureen, Carm. I know that Sarah and Eva and Deidre are there. Hey, wonderful ladies. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, to answer Carm's question, Carm asked me about the chaturanga that we did in the class on Tuesday. And she was asking me where the body weight should be. And I'll demonstrate using the mini chaturanga, no need for the full chaturanga. No, actually, I'll do the mini one and then I'll do the full one, just to demonstrate both poses. The answer is the weight has to be distributed across the body. So as you connect the upper back, the chest into the core, then you take the weight into the legs, the thighs, and the calves and the feet. So you keep the whole body connected, and of course the first part of the body that will take the weight will be the upper back, but the weight doesn't stay there. And I'll demonstrate it using the block as markers, but you can use anything. I told you on Tuesday you can use glasses, cups, anything behind your forearms. So we'll start in table. Make sure you have the palms firmly planted, the roots of the fingers down, middle finger perpendicular to the front of the mat. Make sure you're not leaning only onto the wrist, but you're letting the mid knuckles, the roots of the fingers, and especially that connection between the index finger and the thumb take the weight. Now you're rotating the elbows towards the front of the mat, and you are rotating the shoulders open. So that's the starting position, and you are in table. Now in table, knees under the hips. I always say over, I don't know why. Breathe in, core is active, so no flopping the tailbone up. You bring the tailbone in, core is active. You breathe in, you let the body weight slide forward, and then as you lower down, you keep the forearms as pillars to allow you to press up. So you need this engagement of the two lines of force in your arms to keep the upper back engaged. Now I'll demonstrate again. Inhale, slide the body weight forward. Exhale, lower down. Shoulders stay open. Forearms are strong pillars. And it's the same move. Don't start from here, because this is what happens. You need to give the shoulders and the neck that space. You need to let the body weight come down onto the full palm, a responsive palm. The four corners, the suction cup in the middle of the palm, working to lift up through the wrists, not collapsing in them, like this. Elbows will draw automatically in. You don't have to focus your attention onto doing that. If you are aligned in your lines of force, that will automatically happen. So elbows, no splaying out. Sometimes we use straps on the forearms, but that would make it very prop heavy. It would take you 10 minutes to prepare for the pose. But you can do that if you have a strap or any sort of strap or belt to prevent the elbows from splaying out. However, if you have the alignment, palms underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart, so don't bring them too in. Keep them as I keep mine as wide as a mat. That's how I found that's how I found I needed the space for the shoulders. If you want to go into full chaturanga, use the same blocks as markers and you go in the same way. So you let from high plank, you allow the body weight to move forward, you lower down, and then you lift up. But you keep every part of the body, the legs, the ankles, thighs, calves, core connected. And then onto the knees. So the answer is you take the weight through the lines of force into the upper back and the chest, but then you allow the rest of the body to stay connected in the core to distribute it. I hope that's that's clear. Let me know how you get on with using markers. To me, that made a huge difference, and it kept me from pushing back. Because if we push back, you notice what happens to the shoulder. It draws in and forward. We keep the shoulders closed, and if we keep the shoulders closed, we've deactivated the upper back. So we need to press into the forearms, keep them open. Now, I'll take the phone to check to see if okay, Erica did something wrong with my wrist. Was sore midway. Check to see what happened, and check to see if there's anything that you can do to release it. Personally, I would try swaying in table, activating the palms to release it very gently. So don't avoid pressing the palm down. Because generally, just as it happens with all the joints, we need to resist the ground. We need to root the palm just to allow the muscles to work their way up in engagement and tone to keep the joint open. So we need to keep the root constantly going. Okay, now I'll tell you guys about today's class, and I'll give you the chance to ask me questions if you have any. And also, if there's anything that happens during the practice, let me know. Like today, we did a lot of work on the upper body, and you might feel it in the wrists, you might feel it in the elbows, you might feel it in the shoulders. Make sure you keep releasing. Just to bring the conversation back to today's, that release happens naturally when we sway. So the sway that we did today has two benefits. The first one is it brings us around the center of gravity, and that was our theme today, flowing around the center of gravity, always keeping that connection, not losing it, whatever it is that we do on the mat, moving as much as we can while keeping connected to it. So that's the first benefit of the sway. And the second one is the constant release. So if you feel like a part of your body is sore, a part of your body needs a bit more TLC, a part of the body feels overworked, get into a micro sway. It activates the root and the rise. So when you're swaying, you're naturally planting the feet down. The feet are opening to the ground. And because the feet are opening to the ground, allowing the body weight to drop, allowing gravity to do its work, the muscular system responds by lifting us up. And by the muscular engagement, we keep the joints open. So we are doing two things. First, we're activating the muscles, and second, we're keeping the body open. And that was why we did the sway today, to keep connected to the core, to the center of gravity, but also to keep the awareness going in circles around the body. So whatever it was that we were doing, we were constantly running throughout the body. And that's what this micro move, this micro flow brings us to. When we're flowing from our center, we need to do two things, two simple things. The first one is we need to be in our center, and the second one is to move. So how are we in our center? It sounds simple, but at the same time, it sounds complicated. Well, we are in our center when we ground ourselves. We allow ourselves to feel the root. When we respond to that by the rise, and we notice that in that root and rise, there's a center of gravity that keeps us going, that keeps us both responding to gravity and engaging through our muscular system. So it's we are in our center of gravity when we engage with that root and rise, and we need to feel that. In our practice today, we started, of course, by centering, engaging with the feet, checking in all the parts of the body, and it's a super detailed scan of the body. But at the same time, because it's the centering part of the class, we can't spend too long in it. So that root and rise becomes more visible, but at the same time, we have more time to explore it in our limbering and in our strengthening stages. So today after the centering, we did a micro bounce in the standing postures, in the high lunges variations with the twists. And I wanted you to do the micro bounce to engage with that root and rise, to feel the activation of the muscles in response to gravity. You are resisting the floor and you are lifting up. You are resisting the floor and lifting up. So before you get connected to the center of gravity, practically, before we started the sway in the more complex postures or more weight-bearing postures, we really got the body rooting and rising. In simple postures, lunges are easy to make, and they're quite easy to control the intensity as well, because we can bring the back leg closer. We don't need to push ourselves to the limit at the beginning of the class. We have a whole 40-50 minutes of physical work coming up. Then after engaging with the root and rise, so that's the being part, there's the moving part of your connection to the center. And the moving part is the sway. So you root, you rise, and you move. And you don't move anywhere outside your center of gravity. So the sway is great for that, because you can do it in all the postures, and we did it today in the standing postures, we did it in twists, we did it in back bends, we did it in inversions, in down dogs, we did it in balancing, in plank, which is a balancing pose, and an arm stand as well. So we did the sway in all 5 types of postures, And we did it just to get you to explore, to see how this way gets you connected to your dynamic center of gravity. Because the center of gravity is not an exact point in the body like the hips or the shoulders. The center of gravity changes, and it changes depending on our distance from the ground. That's why it's called the center of gravity. So it can go up as we go lower, it goes down as we go higher. So you need to play with it. You need to explore it. You need to look at it from different perspectives, from different postures, to see if you can feel it each and every step of your practice. That's the moving part. You can't move into a more complex, more open, more dynamic flow unless you start from that point. It's ground zero. So you are in your body, in your center of gravity, your root and your rise, and then you move around it. And you start moving in this way as you're standing. And then in your practice, whatever the pose you are, if you want to check to see if you're connected to your center of gravity, you sway. And of course, depending on the sway, it can be a more ample or more reduced sway, depending on how much space you have in the hips or in the shoulders or in any other joint you're moving around. It still has to be a circular motion around the center of gravity, showing you that you are keeping the whole body connected. And the whole body will tone around it. It will activate, it will wake up. You will feel parts of the body you've never felt before. This always happens to me. Or it will release. So it's like the dark side of the moon. There's a bright side, there's a dark side, there's a bright side, there's a dark side. And our nervous system knows circles. It finds them very soothing. So when we are moving in that circle, the soothing part, the release will come naturally. Wherever you might feel any pressure, any tone, any built up tension, a micro sway will solve it. Give it a go. Whatever you're doing throughout your day, it's a simple practice to keep you connected to your center. Now, in the practice today, I wanted you to do two things. First of all, I wanted you to become aware of your breath. And second, I wanted you to become aware of yourselves. I wanted to say, become aware of your watching. So watching the body, watching the breath. And I stress that out during the meditation. There's the awareness, there's the presence, and in that presence, there's the watcher. And it's great to have that activated, again, not just on the mat, watching the different parts of the body, watching your breath, watching your thoughts, watching your ideas, watching your sensations. But it's great to have that in any moment, any day. Again, it's a big part of your mental centering. We won't focus on that at the moment, but it's part of your connection to your center as well. So keep that in mind. And again, during the day, plant the feet, root, or plant the sitting bones if you're standing. Extend in response to that rooting down, and then a little tiny sway. And you know what? If you're around people and you still want to do that, you can still do that. You don't have to make a big sway. Challenge yourself. and make an invisible sway, a small one. And it's just like the breath. The smaller the move, the bigger the sensation. If you make a tiny sway, I guarantee you, you will experience steps in that movement and in that connection to the ground, the rise, and the center that you've never seen before. And it's going to be a gorgeous feeling. It's going to be a mindful practice. It's going to be a healing practice. So you'll feel great release and great freedom in doing it. Try it. Let me know how it works out. And if there's anything that you experience and you want to know and you want to share with me, go ahead and do so. So that's it for today. That's all I wanted to tell you guys about today's practice. To put it in a nutshell, the magic connection to your center, the root, the rise, and the sway around the center of gravity. That's the first step of any flow. Give it a go and stay with it. See where it takes you. And whatever pose you do on the mat, don't let it take it out. Don't let it take you out of it. So again, as I said on Tuesday, poses only serve us. Stay with that connection. Thank you, guys. I'll just do one more check to see if there are any more questions. Eva, you felt my calf muscles and I couldn't stay as long in position such as high lunge. Is that something that my body doesn't allow, or do I do something wrong, as it was quite painful and I felt it lock? So with the calf, Eva, we need to consider where it is. So as we are in high lunge, notice that the calf, both the front and the back, is between the ankle, the foot, the knee, and the thigh. So my question is, how much are you working the foot? How intense are you placing the foot down, especially the back pad? I know you've got an issue with one of your ankles. So if you are pressing the front pad of the foot down, pressing the heel down, lifting through the ankle, then if you are engaging the thigh, rotating it outward, keeping the knee over the ankle, and also in the back leg, lifting through the kneecap, lifting through the thigh, lifting from the top of the thigh, and then lifting again from the top of the glute. So supporting that lift from below the calf, from above the calf. If you're doing that, everything should be fine. If you're not doing that, if you're not pressing the pads of the feet down, if you're not lifting up through the thighs, if you're not rotating out through the thighs, so if you're not keeping the first step and the next step active, then the calf, the poor calf, will have to take all the weight. So I remember Roy saying this in one of his sessions. We need to support our weakest link. So if you know that your calves have a tendency to lock in, bring in the power of the ground, bring in the activation of the thighs, because the muscles of the thighs are the biggest muscles in the body. They have huge lifting abilities. So activate them to lift the body up. If you're collapsing them down, if you're not letting them work their magic, they're going to drop their weight onto the calf. So the poor calves will have to lift a lot more weight. It's a question of the body working together. Feel that root and rise. Keep yourself in the microbounce until you feel that the foot and the thigh are working to lift the calf up, to give it space to get active. I hope that answers your question. Try it tomorrow, using the same section of the class. Focus on the bounce and focus on the root in the foot, the rise in the thigh, and in between the calf working at its full lifting ability. Make sure you bring the same intensity in the thigh and in the foot. So don't let the calf be the leader, but also don't let the calf be the, I don't know what to call it, be the laziest part. Make the foot, the calf, and the thigh do equal effort. Because they can do it. They can work together. Yes, that makes sense. Wonderful question. So, again, guys, thank you for being with me. Thank you for for sharing the questions. Thank you for sharing the experiences. Let me know how the questions and the tips help you in your practice. I wish you a nice evening. See you Tuesday.